Now we are taking this conversation into another level, as today we are going to talk about sexual and gender-based violence. What exactly do we mean when we say gender-based violence? What are the steps you should take whenever you're involved in an incident that contains gender-based violence? Now, my name is Danson Ngaho, and today here in studio we have Mother, who we thank you very much for making time to come in studio.
Thank you too. Okay, if you have heard, my name is Martha Kimemia, a criminologist and a psychologist too. I'm very happy to be with you guys.
Thank you very much. Now, let us first start with, most people think that gender-based violence involves only women. What would you say about that? Does it involve only women, or men are also in it?
Okay, actually, we perceived as GBV is being taken more into the women because the men are not coming out clear. But clearly, nowadays actually we are finding men actually more affected in the gender-based violence more than women, because we women are so bold to come out and we're like, nimechapwa, nimeabusiwa. But you guys, it's very hard for you people to come out clear and be bold of what is happening.
Speaking about men, for men, has it been there? Has gender-based violence been for men, or has it just started?
Okay, it has been there. It's only that we as the society tend to think men can never be harassed. In the society, and living and understanding what GBV is, yes. It's the physical violence, the abusive part of it. So where are even the narcissists in here? You see?
Yes.
So we can't say only women get narcissists. Yeah? So it is there.
It is there.
It is there.
So for men,
and it has not started.
For men,
it has been there, but they are not bold enough to come out and say, talk about it lightly.
Oh my! So out there, you listening, you looking at us. Men don't have. Is it that they're not brave, or I don't even know? But men basically don't come out and say that they are undergoing issues now. What are the issues we should prioritize in addressing gender-based violence? What should we look at, and what should we prioritize in addressing GBV?
Basically, it's knowing about what is happening in the nature, in the world today. And in this, we have to be bold enough, and you have to encourage yourself. I won't be harassed and keep quiet. You being either male or female. We have all these things happening behind the scenes because I'm married, but I don't want to come out clear because people will talk. So what if we have people talking more about the gender-based violence more regularly in the media, in the society, in churches, you know.
Yeah.
At least it will calm us down, and we'll know with this it's happening. So si kwangu peke yangu.
Yeah.
And by that I guess it will help a little bit.
It will help.
Yes.
Yes, so we mean that also people need education to know about gender-based violence, because this thing is deep.
Yes.
And the government, I don't know whether, is it addressing it the way we're supposed to be, but because education is not there for the public, they don't know.
Looking it in the criminal perspective, it has been there and it is in the constitution. It's only that even the criminologists themselves are not enough to get into your home places.
Now, dealing with gender-based violence, what are the issues that we should prioritize in addressing gender-based violence?
It's actually learning to how to solve this, and basically it's understanding our cultures. There's no way we'll come and stop the cultures at once. Sorry to say, but the Maasai and these marginalized communities are the most affected in this. Because when you get into gender-based violence, it involves even the early marriages. In most cases, hata kama sisi kwetu hatufanya hivyo, we find the Maasai and those marginalized communities, it's a culture to them. When the Morans are ready, they get into it, and they have to get a kid to get married to them. Yeah.
Yes, could we say that using a voice on social media to bring concerns to GBV, would that help, or how would that come? We use social media to maybe alert people that there is something happening to me, or there is something, maybe you'll get help from the government through social media. Could that help?
Actually, I'm so happy nowadays we're digitalizing it. And there are very many influencers. So there are these youths. They are very bold nowadays, and they are able to come out clear of things that have happened in their past.
Yes.
And apparently, it's so easy nowadays getting in touch with even the criminologist, the psychologist, and you can get even as easy as in the what's it called? In the social media platforms. You get to interact with these guys, you get to be advised in these platforms. So nowadays, and with the world where we're going, at least it has become a little bit enlightened and a little bit easy.
Yes, thank you very much. Now, gender-based violence, sometimes people go through maybe like a violence, sexual harassment, or you're beaten or something, and others tend to keep quiet. Now, why the issue of gender-based violence, why does it require urgent attention at first, yet some people still keep quiet and hold it to themselves? Why does it require special attention?
Okay, when you look at it in this perspective, I'm harassed, I've kept quiet. I'm stressing myself. I'm lowering my self-esteem.
Yes.
With time, I'll get into depression and what have you. Why shouldn't you even talk? As much as it's not a must to go into the media and stuff, but tell a friend. A problem shared is a problem solved. So just share, and we'll get the end.
Yes. Affecting the, like, maybe, still on that question, sometimes you're sexually harassed or beaten. That is, let's say, when you're beaten, that is physical,
Yes.
right? So it means that when you someone hits you in the head and you stay, it may also bring some complications. So that is why maybe it needs.
And that's why you are advised,
Yeah.
maybe when you share, when you are beaten, at least you have those, you are harmed physically or internally. At least we can invite you to our sections, and maybe we take you to hospital. First of all, if at all you're so bold, you're supposed to report it in a police officer station. And secondly, go to a hospital, so you have the POBI.
Yes. Yes.
And that's from you go fill it in a hospital, and at least we'll know whether you are internally injured or physically, and you can get treatment. So it's good getting the attention.
Yes, thank you very much, dear viewer. Today here in studio we have Madam Martha, who will be helping us understand about gender-based violence. What step do you take? What does GBV entail, and what does GBV means? We are going to take a short break, but afterwards we are also going to continue with our discussion GBV. Don't miss out the next episode.
Are you looking for where to achieve your career goals? Worry no more. Rodams College offers you a quality training across all goods through experiential learning with high-skilled and experienced trainers. Our exams body are NEC, ICM, NITA, and IQ. This institution is TVET approved. We offer free career guidance, mentorship, and gives entrepreneurship skills to all our students. We invite application for the ongoing intake for diploma, certificate, artisan, and short courses in hospitality, hairdressing and beauty, journalism and media studies, fashion and design, and ICT. We offer free computer packages to all our long-term courses and bless our students for attachments. Clean and secure hostels are also available. We are located in Ruiru Town, Creek Towers, 5th floor, next to Railway Stage. Contact us through 0726 388888 or 0737 968999.
Welcome to Rodams College, where quality is our priority.
Welcome back to our discussion today, matters concerning gender-based violence. Today, still in studio, we have Madam Martha who will be helping us explain and understand what GBV entails. Now, Madam Martha, before we took our first break, you had mentioned somewhere about cultures and the society. How does the society and the culture contribute to the issues of gender-based violence? How does our culture and the society contribute to GBV?
We have this norm that the men are more superior than women, and that is where the men get at least pushed backward when it comes to the GBV.
Yes.
Basically, we tend to make the men feel more dominant in the societies, such that there are communities that you can't even talk in front of a man. There are those families that when the man is talking, you should keep quiet. You know.
Yes.
This society I had mentioned earlier, where the early marriages are key to them.
Yeah.
You see, so they are pretty part of these two. Yes.
Now, some of us might be victims of gender-based violence, yet we do not know. Maybe I'm a victim and I don't know. Maybe I'm a victim of GBV. What are the forms of gender-based violence so that our viewer outside there would know if he or she is a victim of GBV?
This actually entails the psychological part of it, sexual part of it, physical, FGM, forced marriages, and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, we've gotten these in every part of the society. When you go to work, you're harassed sexually. Mm-hmm. When you're at school, you're raped. Mm-hmm. When you're at home, you're not even safe. Your dad is beating you up. He's beating your mother, and what have you.
Yeah.
Those are only some of the examples.
Yes.
Of forms of not FGM, actually GBV.
GBV. FGM is also a form of.
Yes, it's part of it.
Yes,
because you're forced to enact that it is actually doing away with your goodies. Yes.
Now, if a man harasses a person with over 18 years to have sex, is that sexual defilement, or what do we call it?
Yes,
is
it's
that
the defilement part of it. Mm-hmm. And actually, in the constitution, where we get lawyers very strict in the courts, mm-hmm. You can actually be convicted for murder or something. It's very harsh nowadays. Mm-hmm. You just don't go making fun of the kids. Yes. Anymore. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And what about forced marriages?
First marriages, I guess now here we have to come in the society part of it, mm-hmm. and talk about it more openly, and get these guys to understand, because our parents, because poverty sometimes push us here.
Yes.
So we have to talk about it openly and make them learn the disadvantages of early marriages.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, speaking about, you see, gender-based violence, violence is something that can happen anytime, anywhere,
Sure.
anytime and anywhere. Now, what are the first steps that a victim should take when when they've become a survivor of GBV? If at all they one day umejipata mahali kama pale, now you become a victim and you've survived, what are the first steps that you should take as a victim of GBV?
Let's talk about the 72 golden hours. This is where the evidence is still intact and it's still around. If at all it's rape, physical harm, you've been beaten, you're hurt. When you report, it's still evident. Hujaoga, toa nguo, bado na damu. So it's still evident. Within these 72 hours, even a kid, when defilement happens, when she or he is taken to hospital, at least it's so evident at those 72 hours. Yeah. In some cases, when maybe you are raped or harassed or cut, in some instances where maybe it might involve the HIV, you are able to get the, what are they called?
Yes.
Yes. For the 72 hours, within those 72 hours.
So it is advisable for any one of you who maybe you are victim of GBV or a survivor of gender-based violence, within 72 hours, it is good for you to take a step, because that is when the evidence is fresh.
Yes.
And it is, we can see that umefanyiwa hivi or something has happened. Now, apart from the clinical help, maybe you can take us through the contacts in case the victims need help, apart from the clinical help, because you told us it is good for you to, it is better for you to go to a hospital and get maybe the test run, blah blah blah, all those stuff. Apart from the clinical help, would you take us through the contacts in case the victims need help?
Okay, in case of a child below 18 years has gotten into this, any person around the kid, because the kids might not know, they can be able to call to dial a toll-free number that is 116. 116. It's a free toll number. General survivors, you'll be able to call. I am not very certain about this, whether it's free or not, but it's there. 1195. Then the UNHCR, which is very deep into GBV, you'll be able to call 1517. 1517. Yes.
Yes, thank you very much. Now, if you outside there, you following us and you've not gotten the numbers, for child under the age of 18, that is dial 116, and the general survivors, if maybe you're an adult or just anybody who is a victim of gender-based violence, dial 1195, and for UNHCR who are deep into gender-based violence, 1517. Now, just because of time, we're going to wrap up, and my last question would be, maybe there is this victim who lives in a homestead, like for example a young boy or a young lady lives in a homestead. Maybe he's defiled or she's defiled by the parent. You go and outside there, the under 18, sometimes they won't know. And you still come back to this homestead. Yet your father maybe wanted to rape you, or your mom wanted to do something bad to you. Now, how do we go about it? How do we go about this? You're supposed to go back home, yet that home, that this is where the violence is. What do we do? How do we go about this?
The communities, at least in every society, we have the sub-chiefs and chiefs. Yes. At least if at all you're not capable to get into a police station, you can be able to report into the offices. The government too is trying to get maybe places, yes, where when we have these survivors, at least you can get the shelter part of it, food and stuff. I guess in our communities nowadays, when we choose our parliament, our members of parliament, our MCs, at least we are able to get into them, and we can discuss with them at least on what we can do about this. It's not very official, but at least when you can be able to have to get into a police station, the police officers can be able to host you for at least 24 hours. At least 24 hours. So if at all you're not very secure at home, just report it. Yes.
Yes, thank you very much for your time here with us. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to wrap up. Tell someone at home there what GBV, just say something to the person at home.
Okay, dear viewers, what I can say, let the men actually be out here and very bold to talk about what is happening. We actually advise for you guys to come out, talk, even if you want to be reported.
Yeah.
Don't die there due to depression and what have you, because of whatever is happening. And more so men, we are here for the boy child. Guys, let us do this. Talk about what is happening.
Yes, thank you very much for your segment, dear viewer outside there. I hope we have educated you together with Madam Martha. We have talked about gender-based violence. We have talked about forms of violence, what steps to take if you engage yourself in a harassment or anything. We have given you the contacts. If at all you didn't get them, you're going to get this segment on YouTube. My name is Danson Ngaho. Have a good night.
Chico.